Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, trash kin all. Welcome to Trash Tier Gaming. I'm, of course, your humble host, Rasp, a Trash Bear. And, well, I am playing hooky from starting up a Twitch into things. There is a little bit of front work I can do on Evil Dead, Pinky. Pinky continues to be one of the architects of my suffering. But, joke's on you this time, Pinky. It's a good game. So, it's pretty good. But it's going to be a little bit before I jump into multiplayer. Wisely enough, they have barred multiplayer behind a tutorial. But it's a good chance to talk about some of the game mechanics. And help spread a little bit of knowledge to help get folk in. There's a lot of new players.
I know someone's out there. I heard you down in the cellar.
I like jail. Jail's good stuff. But Survivor side is definitely my preferred. You start...
This is Professor Raymond Noby.
Oh,
I'm now certain that my recitation of the Necronomicon's passages has resurrected a Kandarian demon. I cannot rectify my error, but execution of the following instructions may yet dispel the spirit.
You have your standard array of rarity items.
I can kill
The first thing
this.
you will require is a map to the lost pages of the Necronomicon and Kandarian dagger. The pieces of this map are hidden nearby. Find them.
Alright, out marks. I gotta remember to rekey that. But choose your chefs. It heals. The cool thing about supports is they have additional effects for them and their party. You do have a flashlight, but it does have limited battery. There aren't any refills. Free gives you some shields with amulets. One is our flashlight, which is nice, but not necessarily entirely necessary as you're going about your business. There are a few things they don't talk about in this.
I'll do what I can with this thing.
Legendaries, of course, are the top of the charts. Basically, whenever you see an F, you should go for it because you get iframes and the reward of a real cool kill. Most of the time. Not all the time. So, you also have to manage your fear.
Why won't you die?
Your fear goes up pretty steady, and at a certain point, you can be possessed. Light sources and sticking next to your party helps out, though. As you see, the kills are very satisfying. So you got your odds and ends goal. Again with the flashlights. But mainly it's find the map pieces. Did we even take damage? No, we didn't even take damage, alright. Alright, range combat. We have a choice between...
This might be too much gun for me.
You can collect the ammo, and one of the things they don't tell you is you can drop stacks of it for your teammates if you do not use it. Like special ammo, matches. If you're not a support, you can drop Shemp's Cola for your support team member. Guns, I tend to blow through ammo a lot. But when you break their balance bar, the white bar under, you can do the special attack. Just get that clear out. Now, the baddies can possess cards and throw you out. The good news about possessing cards and throwing you out is it costs them a lot of their resources to do it. So it slows them right the heck down. The other downside of cars, though, the one they was suspicious about you, the thing they don't tell you in the tutorial is hopping in the car pretty much sends out a beacon to the baddies that tells you exactly where you are. Supply crates can be found around the map, and they drop weapons and odd supplies, like Pink F, which gives you the in-match upgrade. Now, the important thing about those supply crates is, when you find one, you should mark it and mention it to your team, because
okay, that's actually quite nice.
Everybody gets an instance of those Pink Fs, and your Pink Fs allow you access to the temp upgrades. Each, the amount you can upgrade for each character is a little different. Like, warriors tend to get a lot of health in melee. Support tend to get a lot of health. My advice, take the variety platter. Fear is important to defend against for supports in particular, though.
Is it bad I want another one of those?
For this, we'll go right ahead and stack our deck. Right. Your first job is to grab the pieces. Headshots do seem to do a...
Stay away from me.
There we go. There's the chutzpah. My compliments, very Savini-esque. And then our distance gets upgraded.
Only the
or excuse me, our map gets updated.
The necessary ritual items, the lost pages of the Necronomicon and Kandarian dagger.
Heck is that? Oh, an amulet. Alright. Guess I'll burn one of them. Kinda a little sad there's not a bow around these parts, but yeah, your next to-dos are to defend the pages or dagger.
Your team is awakening
You can do
the lost pages, striking terror
one or
into the
another.
black heart of evil.
You got two
Expect
choices, or you could split party if you're feeling real brave.
The survivors now hold the lost pages of the Necronomicon. A world is a step closer to salvation.
Which is usually when the opponent comes to mess with you. Here we just get a lot of tense
Survivors
music.
have triggered collection of the Kandarian dagger. Congregate inside its aura to speed the process.
I can't take this anymore. I want to get out of here.
The survivors have taken the Kandarian dagger.
Now, fear
This
gets
weapon
reduced by
is
light
key to
sources,
evil's demise.
but light sources you ignite
Safer in the light.
work even better. They're usually
Both the
not as
lost
safe,
pages and the Kandarian dagger have been collected.
but they drop your fear
Now,
real quick.
Prepare yourself to battle the Dark Ones.
Now, the Dark Ones are always present on the map. And they don't really tell you this, but since we have time here... See, the map will push you in towards that eventually. The other thing we don't cover is resurrections. There are little altar markers, and when somebody drops permanent, like. It's not that permanent. You can scoop up their soul and run to one of the stone altars and drop them out. Gotta do the circle dance. I gotta rebind control, man. I am really bad at this part. Alright. Being really bad at. Papa-Cola and rock.
Defend it.
Then there's a crescendo event.
Our world and the next.
This is the polite version. The learner's version. This is the short, everything you need to get up and running. But when one of the player characters drop, if you can scoop in where they dropped, you can scoop up their soul, run to one of the standing stone circles, head up to the altar in the center, and revive them. It's possible. They don't tell you that. One of the other things they don't tell you is
the things we've seen here, the things we've done. We're not telling anyone, right?
Hey-o. But the other thing about it is, one of those balance points they don't tell you is that there is a revive on the map somewhere. It's a good idea not to be anywhere near the Dark Ones before you have the means to fight them, the Lost Pages, the Kandarian Dagger. They also have some missions that we can work our way through, and I might get to those a bit, but I feel it's important to front in this info dump. You know, go ahead and front load you with knowledge in case you jump in. It is at the moment this particular week free until I believe next Thursday. That's why this is popping up on a Monday out of order. Sorry, folk. But I figure it was important to put this up early. So, I might be doing a few missions as I warm up and dip my toes into Twitch. Probably on weekends. Any hoozle. So, it's important to manage your fear. You have less fear near your teammates and near light sources. Light sources that you have to light with a match drop your fear much faster. Your supports usually have abilities to help drop and manage your fear. Fear is what allows the Deadites to possess you, and that can be a big problem because if you have a full stack of ammo and you're doing really well in the middle of a rush, if they possess the guy with the boomstick and chainsaw, you're in bad shape. But each of the characters have their own abilities. Cheryl's is a healing wave, which is really useful, and it, if I recall correctly, also drops fear, which is really, really, really handy. Like the only mild note I have for characters is it is not uncommon to have a full stack of Evil Dead Ash, Evil Dead 2 Ash, Army of Darkness Ash, and Ash vs. Evil. Cheryl so far is my favorite, but in the base game you get these lots. Well, not her, but these three. Robert. That, Scott. Yeah, that was what I was trying to remember. Scotty. And, these three off the bat. Nobi. I can never remember your name. Oh, Robert. Lord Arthur, yeah. Lord Arthur, you know. Number 2. And then the blacksmith is one of the DLCs. And this dude from the 2013 I think? Yeah, the 2013 remake, Dave, who is dang handy. So everybody gets the same skills, but how you access them, how early you can access them, changes. Like, support all get instant access. Everybody starts with a free skill point, so before you start playing, pop over into this screen and assign your first skill point. And then at prestige, etc., etc., you gain additional abilities. But yeah, like, some of the healers, some of these dudes have auroras, which is supposed to be like a leader trait. Each of them have a different skill. Do some reading. They'll tell you about what do. Take a minute, read through, and like the basic breakdown, support class, your healers can carry extra Shemp's Cola, etc., etc. And amulets. Hunters inflict more range damage and can carry more ammo. Slower stamina consumption. Warriors have more health and hit harder. And leaders have specific auroras that improve the stats of nearby survivors. So basically, with fear, everybody has a base aurora, so to speak, that in X distance reduces the fear you take. And then on the other side, we have the demons. The warlord, who buffs evil units around it, leader style. The puppeteers, who focus on possession primarily. These guys are a pain in the neck to deal with, for not the least of which that deadites explode in an electrical storm when you kill them. So if you down one, you need to back off real quick and get real hairy real fast. The necromancers, who basically summon a boatload of skeletons, make them harder to deal with by making them rock steady, meaning their balance bar depletes less slowly, and they basically hit harder and take less damage. The plague bearers, which to explain it in short term, swallow your soul. But yeah, they can infect with blight, which is an over time debuff, and add extra effects to the good old traditional deadite vomit attack. Things like you can't run or sprint during, or you can't dodge if you get hit with it. Real problematic to deal with. But the pain in the neck with blight is everyone inflicted with blight increases their infernal energy, the resource they spend to mess with you. If they can make you afraid, then they can possess you, or the car. The good news is the car doesn't do you any damage, it just slows you down. Unfortunately, they have to collect more infernal energy. I don't know if that's changed, but that's what I've heard from the guides I picked up. Oh, one last thing. So there's a resource called, I think, Spirit, that you collect every time you play a game, and you can cash in Spirit down here when you have it to gain your character additional XP if you're looking to power level, so to speak. So you can play as one character leveled up and use your Spirit collection to amp them up. But yeah, that covers most of the basics for our side of things. I mostly lean Survivor. I really prefer the co-op aspect to DMing it up. Nothing against those hard-working Deadites. They do provide us a good time, but I also play a lot against AIs because, you know, friends have stuff to do. And, Cafetiel plays, so at some point I'm sure we'll be teaming up for something. But mostly I'm going to check out missions to start with to ease my way in, since I don't have to get anybody's permission to record missions, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong though. We're gonna do some learning, and there might be a big old section I chop off a little bit later, but that's gonna do for Professor Raspberry Trashbear's introduction to Evil Dead, the game. No, like I thought it was really important to mention the inventory system and that you can drop items. So I played a bunch of games where they never tell you you can drop items for your teammates. You're just supposed to know. Which made me go, where was that in the tutorial? But it's fine, it serves its mission. It's the shortest possible. Here's all the primary game elements. The rest you're gonna have to get from the instruction book or the controls. But yeah, I and cursor over and F to drop kind of a deal. You can also check out your weapon stats if you're a numbers geek. Nothing wrong with it. Some people like to know what's up. So yeah. Also, you mark with what's that controller? I should really check that out. But yeah, that's where we're gonna cut this initial offering of Evil Dead for right now. I'm sure Editing Ras will insist Game Goon get back in, get back in here and crank us out some more marketable content, you know, for the algorithm. Alright. So with that, I will hand you off to Future Rasp, who I'm sure has something more interesting for us right about now. Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, trash can all. Hey, it's Future Rasp. So I'm here to bring you the other half of the tutorial. The Kandarian demons, the Deadites, the heckin'... Anyways, now each of them have their own specialties. And their own outfits. And each of them have their own skills to go with. The warlords are particularly difficult to deal with. Each of them have their own unique skills. And their own outfits. But yeah, we're gonna see how the creepers do their creeping. Let's go straight up Necromancer and
I'm feeling good.
Heyo. Let's go Scully boy. Everybody runs Evil Ash. Let's give Scully boy a chance. We have been awakened from our ancient slumber. A group of the living seek the lost pages, the Necronomicon, to banish us from the world. One by one, we must take them. Alright. Do not let the survivors collect the lost pages of the Necronomicon. If survivors reconstruct the book, the demon will be banished from the world of the living. Destroy the book. Spirit form, you are invisible, can move quickly. Invisible, but have an effect on the world. Infernal energy, Variety of methods to weaken and destroy the virus to execute these actions. See to do a spook. Okay, that's our infernal energy at the bottom there. Kind of miss a trick by not just looping it. Aha. Possess survivors with enough infernal energy. If prefers to perform, collect orbs.
Ah, the land of the living. Ah!
Possess to drop. Alright. So we got a lunge. A smear sash. And the extra heavy. But it costs you infernal for all the time you're in there. Set portal. It's a demon one always used as soon as set spawn portals. And these units depends on the upgrades. You need to be in spirit form to set a portal. Basic portal. Alright, so we can set basic, proximity basic, elite, and proximity elite. We can also trap supply boxes. So whoop. Undo. Undo. Ah yes, possessed vehicles. Am I right? That takes a big old hunking chunk. Not much, but okay, that don't take as big a honking chunk, but they do gotta. It do cost them resources at the very least. Ah yes. Possess trees. Oh, you can set it as a trap or possess the tree outright. Okay, you get a real short window because there's a big one, but you can trap trees. Okay, that's something to learn. Alright, so E sets trap. Okay, cool. You said two kinds of traps. An ash hand trap, which scare survivors, or a mini ashes trap, which scare survivors and steal some of their items. Alright, so E for... Oh, I don't know how to cycle through that. Okay, so just set up an Ash's hand. You don't really get to play against PCs here. Proximity portals. Traps must be set in predetermined areas. Okay. So scare traps have hard set points. So setting traps raises it. Your threat level, so possession, collecting infernal orbs, survivors activating traps, inflicting damage to survivals, all raise your threat level, and your threat level lets you in on the upgrades. So infernal is what you can do, and obviously for each of these, your threat level is your bread and butter as a demon. Demonic dash to paralyze survivors. Okay, so we get a lunge. A spook lunge. Can't mess with the light sources. Okay. Summon the boss. 1 and 2. It's all your power destroy. Okay.
Bring me forth into the realm of the living.
Destroy the book. There we go. Yeah, you get a boss, you get some elite units. It's a good time. But yeah, I guess that covers the majority of the basics. There are certainly finer mechanics. But I was sitting there like, yeah, I should do some missions, and then my brain went, dude, you only did 1/2 of the tutorials. Somebody in the crowd is bound to be interested in doing the demon thing. Go and deadite. You know? And I'd be remiss in my duties as a trash bear if I didn't. Although the missions are almost entirely goody two-shoe side. So let's see how the missions play some. Because I am still playing a little bit of hooky from setting up that Twitch. When the love of your life is possessed by a demon, beheading and burying her head is the quickest way to... Alright. You're low on ammo. Search. There's sticks. Alright, search the cabin. Alright, that, ooh, they did a good job. Awesome. Get the necklace and find Linda's. Yeah! Nice to hear from you too, Ted. Yeah, it's a nice... Well,
I have to tell you who I am. Laughing now, huh?
He's laughing now.
Billions ago.
I'm glad Bruce got paid to do lines. This might be more challenging to go through the wall than I thought.
Little improvised surgery.
Man, the chainsaw really seems to tear through balance.
Who's next?
Yeah, I don't. We're doing good on fear. It's rising. Not doing so great on health. Press. Gotta get after it. Oh. That worked out. And now I'm gotta get tentative with that ammo. Oh boy. Man, these heavy attacks are kind of tricky to throw.
A lot more.
I feel like these dudes got the rock steady thing going on.
I just want to do this. Actually, that's not true. Deadites do not like light. I can say that from personal experience.
Find the Nexus, the only one reminds you of your sweet Linda's face. Horrible things the demon maid say. You can't even. Go like this. Find a shovel, it's the only way. Ooh.
It's demon hunting time. I'm reloading.
What? In fear, I don't have to fight him. But I made my choice. Okay, from the top. Alright. At least that's what you tell yourself, but Linda's cries of torment will still haunt you. You once gave her a necklace as a symbol of your love. Perhaps finding it will provide some solace. Alright, gather up the matches. Get that cola. Get them ammos. We gotta need them ammos. Gonna need the shells. Ah, the piano. Now I have a sad. None there? None there? Okay. Oh, we got no access to upgrades here. Yeah, we got no pink F for start.
I'll send you dickwads back one by one if I have to.
Yep. Gotta press our luck.
One down, million to go.
Alright, we only got 6 bullets to our name, but here we are. Oh, 6 in reserve, that is. Oh.
I got a little surprise for you in the work shed.
I think got even more ammo. Yeah, I clearly took the wrong route in the first time.
I didn't want to do this.
Dude, that last bit of light bar. Screw this.
Chimps, man. Nothing comes close.
I'll be taking that. Amulet.
Ooh,
Oh.
delicious.
I'll burn that amulet first thing. I'll be taking that and that. And then. Ooh, this is gonna be rough. There we go. Up, uh-oh. Alright, no easy way out there. But hey, at least we're down. Alright, we're not too far from the circus cages. Well, any port in a storm. Cursed ground. If other worthy symbols appear, the numerous scares, you're on unholy ground. Oh boy. But they at least have some uncursed cola here. And we're gonna need that amulet. Go does Linda's dive and dig up her head. Okay, we're doing a lot better than our first attempts. Whoa. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I want it.
It doesn't get any groovier
Yeah. It's America. And again. Fear's not doing great. Oh. Oh, for feck's sake.
And I do not like light. I can say that from personal experience.
Like I was saying, lit fire will work a lot better than, say, lamps. Found that out the hard way my first game. Oh. Alright.
You're looking at a guy with nothing left.
Alright. Reload. Probably should have lit one on the way there, but I was like, It was the first one I spotted. Ooh, I might have enough time to take a little detour to the standing stone. Oh.
Are you trying to scare me? Do you know the things that I've seen? Back to hell for you.
Ooh. And even more ammo. Okay, they're actually pretty generous with the ammo. Whoop. I just got unlucky. See, I think that's the sanding stone symbol that I mentioned in the first to do. Yeah, that little curly Q? Yeah, those are the standing stones. These are where in the multiplayer... Yeah, that altar there? These stones and that flat altar, apparently some folks couldn't figure out the altar, are where you can drag your friend's soul if it hasn't been swallowed. To revive them. I was a little worried about getting an example of that in multiplayer. Take Linda's head to the workshop and finish this thing once and for all.
Right, suckers. I created life.
Don't let them take me!
Okay, when the skull pops up and there's an F, you can get an instant kill. I got a rebind heavy attack incidentally. Oh. Well, we got a whole lot closer that time. Oof, da. But I think we're coming up on an hour, so that'll do it for the first official bit of Evil Dead. Not exactly my strongest work, but hey, it's a start. Rome wasn't built in an afternoon. So we're gonna call it on this down note for the first episode right now. So, as per always, have yourself a good stretch by the trash fire, finish up your snacks and drink. Take care of yourself. I've been your humble host, Raspa Trash Bear, and until next time on Trash Tier Gaming, good night, and I'll see you in the next one. And here comes that outro bop.